Hi, this is Leanne at Complete Payroll. Welcome to Payroll Country. Today we're going to be taking a look at the reporting and audit features of Advanced HR. So starting at my dashboard, I'm going to click on the HR admin at the top of the screen, and here I'll see my reporting and audit functions listed on my menu. We're going to go ahead and start with reporting and taking a look at standard reports. There are a variety of reports that come standard with Advanced HR, which are all listed here alphabetically within this list. I can see the descriptions and the names and a category, if it's an active report or not, and also who this is available to. There are some reports that may only be available to administrators and above, and managers will not be able to run those reports. If I'd like to search for a particular report, I can use my filter grid. So if I'm looking for a report on compensation, I can simply start typing in the word and click on the filter, and here are my compensation reports. And then to see my full list again, I'm just going to remove that filter. I also have the advanced filter key that will allow me to select if they're just active or not. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And then finally, under the actions, this is where I would actually execute a report. So for today, we're going to take a look at a couple of different ones. First, we're going to start with achievement types, and I'm going to click on execute report, and then I will set my report properties. Now for this report, I can only run for one company at a time. If you happen to have multiple companies, you'll only be able to run reports for one company at a time, and that does apply to all reports. And then finally, that being my only option, I'm just going to click on execute report. Now reports run in a pop-up window, so you do have to have that enabled. And here, this is a simple report just showing a list of the achievement types that I have. And then within this report that appeared on the screen, I can go between pages if there were multiple. I can download a copy, or I can print a copy here. So moving on, we're going to take a look at another report. So there are some reports that have additional features in the parameters. So for example, we're going to click on the employee address change audit. And here you can see, in addition to selecting my company, I have this field for relative date type, and this just represents a period of time that you want to run this report for. So if I want to run this for the current year or previous month, you can see I have several options here. I'm going to go ahead and run this for the current year. And then I also have an effective date that's going to default to today. However, I can select any date that I would like to use. And then finally, I just simply click on execute report. And now my report will appear on the screen in a new window where I can either view the information, I can, again, move between the pages, I can download as these different file types, or I can print this report as appropriate. So in addition to our standard reports, we also have the ability to do custom reporting. And we're going to go back to our HR admin button, the top of the screen, and from our menu, we're now going to select Quick Report Writer. So here in Quick Report Writer, I can build a custom report based on most data that is in Advanced HR. The reports are user specific, meaning that the reports that I create are only going to be saved under my username. And here I'm going to be selecting parameters, which are also known as concepts. And then I can either view the report, download the report, or save it for future use. So for our example today, I want to build a birthday report. I would begin in the setup area, and under choose report, here I could select an existing report if I wanted to. There's the report that I had previously built, but because we are going to create a new report, we're just going to leave that as blank. So then under report concept, I need the data in my employee information. So I'm going to go ahead and select the concept of employee. Now Advanced HR is going to give me two grids here. One is unselected fields and then selected fields. The selected fields are the default field names that the system is just assuming I'm going to want on my new report, but I can delete any that I decide I do not want. So in the unselected fields, this is where I'm going to add information to the report and select the data that I would like to include. So I can just scroll down this list to find the items that I would like to include, like for example, birth date. Since this is the birth date report, I'm going to go ahead and select that. I'd also like to be able to filter this report by employee position. So I'm just going to use the find field function at the top here for position, and I'm going to include position title on my report. So this is going to be a pretty simple report. I don't need my company name or company code. I'm just going to delete those fields. I do want to include the employee's name, so under display name, and employee ID. I don't need to see their active status, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. But then I do want birth date and position title. So now I'm going to scroll down to my settings area, and I will select my company. If I have multiple companies, I could select one from my list. Reporting is available only on one company at a time. I am going to include just active employees, so I'll select yes here. And then if I want my report to go in a particular order, I'm going to go ahead and select that I want it to be in order by my employee name. And then I could change that order direction if I'd like. Finally, I have this filtering option. So if I would like to filter for a particular position, so maybe I want just my CSRs, I'm going to go ahead and use that filter. And then I have an advanced filter if I was building a more complex report. And now I'm going to my Save Report configuration. To save a report, I do need to give it a name. So I'm going to go ahead and put birth date as my report name. And if I wanted to give it a description, I certainly could. I have the ability to save my report or update my report configuration, delete. I can output to my screen, or I can output to CSV. So I want to take a look at this report. I'm going to click on Output to Screen. And then I'm just going to scroll down and see my results. And so you can see here, I have my employees in alphabetical order, my employee IDs, their birth date, and the position that I am filtering for. We are only running the report for our CSRs. If I decide that I would like to have this report for my entire company, I'm going to go ahead and just remove this filter and rerun the report. And now it should run for all of my employees, as you can see here. So if I want to download this report, I'm going to click on Output to CSV, and now I can open this in Excel. And from here, I could do any additional sorting or filtering that I would like to do. Finally, when I am satisfied with my report, if I'd like to save it, I will just click on Save Update Report, and now it's going to be available for me to view anytime that I would like to create a new report. So now that we've taken a look at the different types of reporting that are available in Advanced HR, we're going to take a look at our audit features. So here in my audit submenu, I have 3 selections: auditing, email record list, and error log. We're going to start with auditing. And here I'm going to see records of all the details that Advanced HR has saved on every entry that has been made. Now I can download this grid into a Excel file if I would like, and for further evaluation. I also can see, scrolling down at the very bottom, that there are many records here, so I can scroll through the pages if I'd like. And finally, because of how many records there are, I may want to filter this grid. I can either use my advanced filter, which will allow me to select particular dates to filter through, or I can use the filter grid function, and perhaps I'm just looking for changes that were made to an employee's compensation rate. And so I'll just type in the word rate and see that these different items have come up that include rate in any of the descriptions. So I can see here that I've got a new rate was changed or added here for this employee. Going back to our audit menu, I'm going to select my email record list. Now this is just a list of all the emails that have been sent and when they went out. And then we also have the filters available as we did in the previous grid, and we can download this as well. So for our last item under audit, I'm going to go back to HR admin, and here we have our error log. This is where you might come for information should you receive an error in Advanced HR. This grid lists all the details of the errors that occur under your username. As your Service Bureau, Complete Payroll has access to the same error log for all users in your company should you need additional support. So going back to my HR admin menu, you can see that we have covered everything in reporting and audit. If you have any further questions, please see your user guides or ask your dedicated customer service rep, or you can visit our website at completepayroll.com and see all of our other videos on advanced HR. Thank you for joining me and have a great day.